It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ronnie Johnson. With me, you know him, Shaquille O'Neal, you know this guy too, Jet Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Denver Nuggets as they go up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, they're off to a better start than last season. That certainly bodes well. Always some changes from season to season, but they're going in the right direction. Here in the early part of the season, Kenny, we've already seen a few teams outperform expectations. What can they do to keep rolling? Just keep playing to your strength, and you never let up. You can't change what you're doing now. You know, it's working. It's that simple. It's that simple. And so I don't know what my FAK is saying. Can't get over your friend. You said, yes, I did something. All right, anyway, can't get overconfident like you're doing right now. You know you're winning, and keep looking for things that you can do better. Man, you are a good friend. Oh, thanks. Now, let's send it over to Kevin Hart.
A beautiful skyline of Denver, Colorado is our backdrop tonight. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We're live in the Rockies, the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, Colorado, as the Nuggets try to defend their home court. You take a look at Chicago. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, they started the season on a high note. We thought it may take a while for them to kind of find their groove, but it doesn't look like they're going anywhere here or any concerns about growing pains.
Well, if they're going anywhere, it's going to be up. They've been playing like a very mature, focused team here in the early part of the season. Not at all like the team that so many people thought would be hanging around the bottom of the standings at this point.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, thanks very much. Now, after the Nuggets added Nikola Jokic to the starting lineup, they finished the 16-17 season as the best offensive team in basketball. Now, last year we saw some regression, but this is still a young team that's learning how to play together and trying to climb the ladder of a very competitive Western Conference. Evan?
A team on the rise, DA. We'll see. And a long way to go, Brett, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity if they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency. They could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. Parker and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. And it's Carter in at the 5. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Pass to Jokic. He dishes it to Millsap. Off target with his 3. Parker looking over the floor. Pass to Carter. Back to Parker. Lets it go with a 3. Nailed from three-point land.
Nice to see Jabari Parker looking more and more comfortable behind the three-point line.
Thomas kicks to Jokic. Stolen by Carter. It's against Levine. To the middle. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul. To play with about a minute and a half gone. Markkanen can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Nuggets. It's a 5-point game. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
And guys, these teams don't see each other too often, but last year they would have liked to see a little bit more of them. They were able to take care of their business.
Paul Millsap's career and just how much has changed from being the role player in Utah and scoring around the basket to becoming part of that great run in Atlanta where he expanded his game to the three-point line. Now that scoring and that rebounding is a part.
Now here's Levine. Coming in off a 21-point game as well. We saw that.
And this is why defensively you can't afford to let Levine get to the rim. Too much explosiveness.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Harris's shot is off. Counting for the Bulls, it was a loss to New York. Outside, Levine. Here's Carter, and the layup's good off the glass. That his first bucket of the night.
Is right. They've made 4 of their first 5.
Here's Thomas. First shot, first pass. He's out of the blocks fast.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him.
Inside, isn't he?
Now here's Millsap. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependent on production.
A guy who converts well at the rim. You like to see.
It's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Down against Thomas. Nice ball movement here by Chicago, and it goes down 2 points. Levine's got his second bucket of the night.
He's already on a roll.
I love his will, his take charge attitude, the aggressiveness, all of that showing up here in the first.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him a lot more.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does break. Now here is Harris. Zach Levine unable to get his last shot to go. Yep, it counts.
Yeah, that's not a chance that Jokic is going to.
7 points for him. New York. Parker passes to Carter. Back to Parker. And it's sent back by Jokic. They retain possession. Trying to get open is Carter. Again, Levine missing. The Nuggets trail by 4. Outside Thomas. Porter in the corner. Jokic finds Millsap. Their last game, a loss to the Magic. Levine, that's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's an option whenever they.
Oh, here's Millsap. Him out. 9-foot shot. Here's Jokic. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Jokic just got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, Jokic in a smart place there, collects down, very alert.
Chicago with another bucket. This is to Jokic. Over Carter. It's all in by the Bulls.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often.
Now, here's Markkanen. 17 points for him last game against New York.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
It's for first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And here's Levine who brings it up for Chicago. They're leading by 8.
Really crushing the glass last season. 7th overall in the league in offensive rebounds. Second chance opportunity.
Chris Dunn making his last shot. Out the basket.
Jokic in body control. Years ago, we wouldn't have said that. I'm saying it now.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And talking about the Nuggets, they've been a good rebounding team now for a while.
Past 7 seasons, not a lot of people. And control the game a bit.
Different look for Denver. Torrey Craig comes in for Porter, and it's Will Barton in for Gary Harris. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Lopez, he's checked in for Carter. Bobby Portis comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Parker. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Levine. Good! And it's 8 points for Chris Dunn.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Millsap, and the rebound goes to Lopez.
And right now, I think just his demeanor is hurting the team. His shooting's been off, and he knows it.
Chris Dunn taken 5th overall back in 2016. Didn't break through in his opportunity.
And Greg, you look at Dunn. It can take longer for point guards to develop in the NBA.
A great point. It's the most cerebral in our game, learning how to run an NBA offense. Challenge. Good news, though, is he's in the work necessary to figure it out and progressing nicely.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
Now here's Thomas. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And that one's good. Martin's got his first points of the game. The Bulls leading by 10. And here is Dunn. He's got 10. Denver grabs the miss.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Dishes to Holiday. Coach one. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 4 rebounds in this game. 17-foot shot on the way. Martin, no luck. Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Knicks in New York. Down against Thomas. Down low. Here's Valentine. That's in. Coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got his 4th assist. Last one here tonight. Nuggets trail by 10. Left to the wing. That finds Thomas. It's tipped. With it. And count it from 19 feet away. And now it's a 12-point Bulls lead.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls. enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be right back after this. Robin Lopez talks about the importance of being the anchor on the defensive end.
That's something I relish. It's something unique. It's something to take pride in, that you have all your teammates back on the defensive end. And when it gets down to it, you're kind of that last line of defense. Obviously, defense is a team-oriented ideal, but there's something fun about that. I think there's something competitive about that.
And Greg, that's why his teammates love him.
Absolutely. You can tell Lopez really wants to make an impact on defense on every possession.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Bulls team out there.
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Such a great way to get yourself into an offensive groove and build up some early confidence.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Nuggets, we've got Plumlee. Will Barton is out there with Mr. Moves. Then it's Porter. Here's Holiday. Michael Porter making his last shot. Lopez kicks to Portis. Shoots over Barton. Got a piece of it.
All about timing. Will Barton, a great job of seeking that one out and throwing it away.
Mr. Moves passes to Barton. No dice from the high post. The Bulls leading by 10. Holiday surveying the floor. Here's Payne. No points in the game yet for him. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Holiday, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
Hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Here's Payne. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, well, some have nicknamed center Nikola Jokic the Joker, and he does have a lighthearted approach. He said, "This is not a job. I'm enjoying the game like a game of pickup basketball in my hometown. That's the mentality. No pressure. Just a game." He feels that staying home can succeed. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. Here's Lopez. Michael Porter making his last shot. Jacks up a 3. Payne can't hit.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
And a chance now to look at the schedule for Chicago. On Tuesday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Thursday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
In that game against the Knicks, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches. And this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
One falls for. That one misses.
And Laurie Markkinen, a 7-footer who can really let it fly. At Arizona, the most three-pointers ever by a 7-footer in a single season.
Here's Hutchison. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Levine, here we go. And then Levine with the jam.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. And Markkinen also setting records for three-pointers made by a rookie grade.
A quick release, the ball comes off his hands so effortlessly. He's more than a stretch big as well. I think he's a shooter who just happens to be 7 feet tall.
And so here is Chicago after the miss from Mason Plumlee. Hutchison's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 11. Passes it to Mr. Moves. Martin outside. The Nuggets with another miss. The Bulls have gone only 2 of 7 for the field since the second quarter got underway. And it's good for 2.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here's Mr. Moves. Bangs home the trifecta. Mr. Moves got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Bulls leading by 10. Levine kicks to Blakeney. Now the pass to Parker. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. With some arc, and it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee, hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
On just 33% for the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. 9 releases from 15, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Bulls lead by 12. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Nuggets. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm.
Any measure of D could have made up for their shortcomings. Offensive end, they couldn't find a way to maintain any kind of success on that end of the floor.
Both teams will make substitutions. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Bulls.
They haven't needed a whole lot of work done inside because of what their guards are doing. It's been an outstanding performance by the fellas in that backcourt.
Now here's Thomas. In the corner, it's Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Harris has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Denver.
The confidence that Gary Harris is playing with right now, he is ready to shoot once that ball touches his mitts.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And the shot goes in.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
The Bulls leading by 9. Dunn kicks to Markkinen. Dishes to Parker. Tipped. This against Dunn. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Parker's shot is off. And so it's Martin bringing it up for Denver. Here's Millsap. Outside for Thomas. Pass to Harris. At the elbow. Jokic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And for Jokic, just keeps getting better, Brent, but always stays very grounded. Personality.
Yeah, I think his brothers had a lot to do with that. You just don't see the big ego coming out of him. In fact, you see a guy who's in smiles, he's laughing with teammates. That he plays every game as a game of pickup basketball in his hometown. I need to travel over there and get in that game.
There's so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think does the best job?
So devastating and has been for his entire career in the mid-range, just settling in at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry is still does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens.
Good on the free throw. And such a great shooting stroke for Gary Harris. Brent, starting to become a guy who can create as well for others.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a score-first mentality, but he's capable of that. And it's really about the team. He really does whatever it is that the staff is asking of him. He's surrounded by some good young talent, and he seems to fit in with everything that goes on top of the responsibilities that Mike Malone gives him.
The shot by Holiday, no good.
I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make that.
A nice shot by Harris.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Now here's Levine. Got 8. Inside. Here's Carter. And the layup is good. 6. And it's Chicago the other way. Biggest lead in the game. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And you could just see the turnover difference cause any sort of mistake. Offensive end.
Oh, Levine against Thomas. Pass to Jokic. Over Lopez. Jokic, no good.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Bulls lead by 8. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks. Here with Coach Fred Hoiberg. Coach, your team set the tone defensively in that first half. What stood out to you most at that end of the floor?
Overall activity, we had active hands. We got a lot of deflections that led to some run-out, easy baskets.
They still have that energy in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
A great interview, David, and we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Halftime show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. Chris Dunn led the way in the first half. He had 12 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. Many of teams try that and fail. You got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Denver?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you try to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. To Kevin Harlan. The Denver skyline looking absolutely gorgeous tonight as we return to the Mile High City. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. And you know, Chris Dunn has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
And we've got 3rd quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. The Nuggets trail by 8. Tipping off the second half. Here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Levine and Parker are the wing. And down low, it's Markkanen and Carter. And it's done in at the 1.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
All alone. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And stolen by Dunn. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Parker leading the charge. Outside, Levine. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's now 11 points for Zach Levine. Jokic against Carter. It's Thomas outside. Rebound by Parker. Chicago leading by 11. About 1 minute played here in the second half. A nice shot by Carter.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer. He knew he could reward a teammate that time.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. Hands it from downtown. Thomas got his 3rd bucket of the night.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
11 feet away. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. On the wing. That shot is off. Good work defensively by Carter.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Kept alive. Second chance effort. Good defense by Jokic.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that.
Sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And Brett, you think about Paul Millsap, not a top 10 draft pick, not even taken in the first round.
Yeah, how about that? 47 it in the second round, and nothing really has been handed to Paul Millsap. He's earned every bit of it, and that's why even to this day he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
And the Bulls making a change here. Portis is checked in. Harris misses.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
To the paint. Here's Portis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Let's use this break in the action to show the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Nuggets in second.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And the first one drops. About a quarter of the players in the NBA were born outside the USA. Brent, could that percentage fall to half within a couple decades?
I don't think we're ever going to get that far with foreign-born players, but it's exciting to see all the representation around the league. We've certainly had some standouts, and I'm a little bit sad that this year might be the last year we see one of the most incredible players, if not the best European player the league's ever seen, in Dirk Nowitzki, probably retiring in Dallas after the year.
Count that one. Mr. Moves got his second basket of the night.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Levine kicks to Markkanen. Back to Levine. Fires for three, and he's good on the three ball. Levine's got 6 points in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Outside, Porter. Pass to Mr. Moves. Millsap's against Markkanen. It's rebounded by Portis. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Mr. Moves. 5 points in the game.
And how about the numbers here for Nikola Jokic? 10th in rebounding, and with a top 20 ranking and field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. First free throw is good. Some changes for Chicago. Robin Lopez is checked in for Markkanen, and it's Denzel Valentine in for Zach LaVine. And so he hits both. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Over to the left wing. Back to Dunn. That shot off. Good work defensively by Millsap. Pushing it up. Jokic, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Dunn shot's good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
So it's Denver now. After Chris Dunn made that last three-pointer. Mr. Moves passes to Harris. Basket good. Harris has got 9 points.
Harris is an efficient shooter, especially from the mid-range, where he can be money.
Dunn kicks to Valentine. Now, here's Dunn. He's tightly guarded. Lock at 6. Here's Parker. It's all in by the Nuggets. Millsap's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Harris from the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. Now, Valentine. He's got 5, and it's blocked.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Harris passes to Mr. Moves. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Chris Dunn picks one up. For Denver, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far. And the first one at the line is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Jabari Parker. He hits both from the stripe. The Bulls leading by 11. Now here is Holiday. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And it's done, penetrating. Valentine wide open. He fires. Here's Lopez, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 13.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
A big man who could really dish it out. Jokic really reliable, setting up his teammates.
Chicago's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Dunn.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Now here's Porter. He has 6. The pass to Mr. Moves. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
As we get a break in the action, let's take a moment to check out the NBA's leaders in steals. 5th on the list, Chris Dunn.
And he's been a rock for them defensively. Just so many steals for him this year, and so many of them have been in key moments for his team.
Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And Robin Lopez, one of those dirty work type of big men, rebounding, defending, a lot of grit, setting screens. He does it all.
Yeah, unselfish. He does know his role. It just makes things easier for his teammates. Has his quirks, but has proven to be a great teammate.
Portis can't get it to go. The Nuggets trail by 10. Pass to Mr. Moves. To the wing on the left. Pulls up. And again, Denver, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Now, here's Dunn. 15 points in the game. 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by Lyle. Denver's gone 2 of 5 with a 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Will Barton, I think that this is a guy who came out of nowhere, but he was a 5-star recruit back in high school. Interesting thing is that he has not grown all that much since his time in high school, but certainly his game has.
Carter, he's checked in for the Bulls.
I think Will Barton has figured out that scoring from the free throw line can be a good thing.
41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dunn kicks to Holiday. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Justin Dunn's got 6 assists in the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half? But that action going on the back-to-back trade.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
Now here is Carter. He's got 8. And here's Holiday. In the corner, Valentine with it. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Valentine's got 8. Here's Wiles. Passes it to Mr. Moves. Here's Wyden. Well, it was only a minute at the time, but they finally get the...
I like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
And so it's Chicago. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this. And over the camera tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass first guy playing out of the 2-yard spot, but he shows here that he can go out and assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. The guards are Thomas and Harris. Trey Lyles out there with Mike. And it's Craig in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Allentown. That's good. And it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 5 assists tonight.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a problem right now, but this continues, it will be.
And the best by Thomas.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to it.
Chicago leading by 10. Valentine passes to Carter. Back to Valentine. Fires the 3. And the ball's tacked on 2 more.
And I'll tell you what, Martin has already mastered the art of the bank shot. He loves getting it up there and knocking that one down. You have got to be in his space if you want to disrupt his rhythm. And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Levine kicks to Valentine. Thomas against Levine. Lopez outside. Pocket 6. Tries from 10. It's held in by Lyle.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
Thomas, that's good. Valentine with it. Time called here, and the Bulls decide to talk it over. So for the Bulls, Jabari Parker comes in for Robin Lopez, and it's done in for Denzel Valentine. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Alden.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Fred Hoiberg told this team. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
Thank you, David. Parker against Porter. Parker's shot is off.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, and he needs to find himself out there.
Up there, one, the Bulls lead. And here's Don. He'll bring it up to the Bulls. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. It's up a 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got his 7th assist. Harris. Vanderbilt. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And let's see what Denver has coming. And then on Saturday. Back-to-back. That much basketball in that short amount of time. And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw. Chicago leading by 7. Dunn passes to Carter. On the wing, Levine. Over Harris. Levine can't hit. Nuggets have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Thomas's shot is off. Chicago's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. It's Parker with the drive. Dunn kicks to Carter. There's the pass to Dunn. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Levine, good.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about this. Hitting the ball.
Feeds it to Harris. For Levine. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket.
Good looking shot from Harris. Clean look for the offense.
Parker outside. Over Porter. Here's Carter. Had a hand on it. Right side Thomas. And Denver again with the bucket.
And not just a score, but a distributor.
Dunn passes to Parker. To the left wing. 3-pointer, Markkanen. Rebound by the Nuggets. Miles got 5 rebounds tonight.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. Just can't buy buckets right now.
Levine against Harris. Levine dishes to Dunn. It's done. That's 2 points on the way. And it's 7 points for Jabari. All the fans happy to see Jabari.
That's and just how much fortitude he's shown so far in the early part. You know, lots of comparisons early on to Brandon Hill. He's capable of carrying a team offensively. Just nice to see him on the floor.
On the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game.
That comes across in his shooting percentage. That's a shot from the people. That's not because he's that high. That's much.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. Gordon finds Jokic. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5%.
Big man powering to the rack. Doesn't happen much in the league anymore, but why it's still effective.
The market isn't good.
Ball passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to the right spot.
From outside, here's Jokic. That's his 6th field goal today. That makes now 6 for 11.
Jokic. Put the ball on the floor. Did I mention passing?
It's Parker outside. It's hold in by Lyon. Miles got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Jokic. Bucket is good. Jokic just got 6 points in the quarter.
He got it.
Time call here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys starting out.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Thomas is checked in. Pass to Dunn. He kicks to Marketing. Off target with this three. The Nuggets trail by 4. Thomas passes to Jokic. Miles. Rebound by the Bulls. Parker's got 6 rebounds now. Off an assist.
He has a tough time with his skill set.
Big shot from Barton when his team really needed.
I mean, that's not much different.
Well, he's obviously got the length there to make those kind of plays back more, and that time he did.
Count that one.
Confidence.
And passes to Dunn. Here's Parker trying to get over.
Fantastic ball there, just especially against the taller defender.
Take as much time off the clock as they can. They get the rebound, and then Parker with the jam.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who
Explosiveness once he's gathered.
And he misses the first one. At the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. With Denver now.
Yeah, and then you have to foul right away on the inbounds, making it kind of thing.
play of the game?
Nothing more rewarding than hitting the big shot for your team.
He drops the first one. That makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ballgame.
Now look.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Gets the first. That makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. They both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. Miles.
Yeah, just a fantastic job just staying with the play and just not give up. Excellent effort on the offensive end.
Well, here the Bulls decide to talk it over. They're leading by 2. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth. And now they foul and stop the clock. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one. Denver calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. Second left here in the fourth quarter.
Gotta get a 3. That's the only thing that's gonna do it.
All right, it looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last 3 years. How have you been able to battle through?
I want to swim with him. I want to win.
Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right.
Atrocious. Defense is non-existent. Gotta get in the fucking gym ASAP. Four for 5. Put a hand in his face. Killed us with those 3. He D'd up on Jokic. He did his thing on defense with Jokic. It was not a mismatch. Get this fucking guy. My God. "48 points in the paint." Damn.